Long ago, before maps held borders and before time was measured by kings and their calendars, there was a place left blank on every scroll. Not because it was unknown, but because it was sacred. That place was hidden deep in the spine of the northern mountains, cloaked in snow and silence, where winds dared not howl and birds refused to sing. It was there, they say, that the silent emperor sat. No one remembers his name. No one remembers the shape of his banner or the sound of his armies. He ruled not with a sword, but with stillness. He was never seen walking, never heard speaking. He simply was. His throne was carved from stone darker than night, veined with thin streaks of gold like frozen lightning. The walls around him were etched with ancient script, not letters but symbols that pulsed faintly under torchlight. Some said they moved when no one watched. Others said they listened. The emperor wore robes of layered gray and silver, soft as mist, heavy as memory. His crown rested not on his head, but in the air above it, held there by something unseen. He sat with his eyes closed, hands resting calmly on the arms of the throne, as if in eternal meditation. And in all the years that passed, he never stirred. The kingdom that once bloomed around him had long vanished. Its cities had fallen into ruin, its people scattered like ash upon wind. Yet still, the emperor endured. Travelers who braved the snow to find him often turned back. Not from beasts or storms, but from the weight of silence that surrounded the throne. It was a silence so deep, it pressed against the bones, made hearts stutter and thoughts unravel. They say one man reached the throne room decades ago. He left with hair turned white and eyes that would never close again. He spoke only once before his death. He dreams the world. In the stories passed down by wandering monks, it is said the emperor's mind is so vast, his dreams are mistaken for reality. That stars are his thoughts and seasons his emotions. That he dreams not of the past but of everything at once, all times, all places, all possible truths. Some believe he waits for something, a question, a name, a sound yet to be spoken. Others believe he is the guardian of memory itself, keeping safe the truths we're not yet ready to know. And tonight, you walk that frozen path toward his hall, not to wake him, but to listen. Let your breath slow, let your thoughts drift. The fire crackles nearby, but the mountain holds you now. You are no longer where you were. You are here, at the edge of myth, where time stops and silence reigns. And somewhere ahead, in a throne room untouched by centuries, the emperor waits, not for you, not for anyone, but for stillness itself. The throne room is not empty. Though no footsteps echo and no voices rise, it breathes. The stones are old, yes, older than most mountains, older than even memory, but they are not lifeless. It begins as a sensation, a warmth just beneath your ribs like breath on the skin. Then a faint vibration in the floor, subtle and slow, as if the mountain itself were exhaling. The longer you remain, the more you feel it. Not sound exactly, but presence. The walls whisper. They do not use language. They speak in feeling, in pressure, in the way the shadows bend and the fire refuses to flicker. Some say the emperor carved the stones himself, shaping them not with tools but with thought. Others say the mountain was already alive, and he merely chose the place where its voice was clearest. There are no windows here, only narrow slits high in the ceiling where snow sometimes drifts down in quiet spirals. The torches never fade. The shadows never shift, and if you breathe in deeply, just once, you might hear it too, the voice behind the silence. It tells no story, yet somehow you understand. A sadness older than sorrow, a memory not yours but carried by every stone, a mourning for something that never had a name. You move slowly now, drawn toward the pillars. Each one is engraved with scenes not of war or conquest but of stillness, a hand holding an orb of light. A woman standing beneath a leafless tree, a child seated before a fire, staring into smoke. All in the same style, all without faces. A monk once tried to paint them, to copy each image onto parchment, to bring back to his order. But the drawings faded within a day. the colors dulled, the lines smudged, as if the memory refused to live outside the walls that held it. You pause beside one such engraving now. The stone feels warm, and your mind fills with a vision not your own. A tower standing alone at sea, lit only by the moon. You blink, the image fades. Behind you, the emperor does not stir. But something deep within the stone hums again, softer this time, almost like a sigh. Some believe the emperor once walked these halls every night, brushing his hand across the stone and feeding it memory. That each step he took was a gift to the mountain, and each whisper you now hear is the mountain returning it. And perhaps you too have left something behind already, a thought, a doubt, a longing you didn't know you carried. The walls accept it, absorb it, add it to the silence. Tonight, you are not a visitor. You are a note in the song. You are part of the echo. Beyond the throne room, past the great hall where the shadows never move, a narrow staircase spirals upward into cold and silence. Few know of it. Fewer have climbed it. For it is said that this passage leads to the one place in the kingdom where sound was once allowed to live, the bell tower. The staircase is carved directly into the rock, worn smooth by time. Frost clings to every edge. You ascend slowly, each footfall muffled, as if the stone itself disapproves of noise. The air grows thinner, colder. Your breath forms tiny clouds that vanish almost as soon as they appear. At the top, the passage opens into a circular chamber crowned with an open dome. Icicles hang from its edges like the teeth of giants. Here, the wind dares to whisper. It flows through narrow slits in the stone, playing ancient notes along the ribs of the tower. And there it hangs, the bell. Suspended by chains of frozen iron, the great bell looms above the floor, untouched by hand for centuries. It is cast from a strange metal that gleams dull silver in the torchlight. No rust mars it, no dust settles on it. The bell is silent but not asleep. Legends say it once rang only once, a single perfect tone that echoed across every valley and mountain. It was not heard with the ears, but with the soul. Those who felt it wept without knowing why. Others fell to their knees, some forgot their names. No one knows why the bell was silenced. Some believe the emperor ordered it so to preserve the moment forever. Others say it rings still in a frequency beyond human reach, shaping the dreams of those who sleep beneath the mountain. You walk beneath it now, the cold biting at your skin. The silence is vast but not empty. You sense pressure, as if the bell remembers its song and yearns to sing again. Carvings line the base of the chamber, not of people or beasts, but of waves, spirals, and stars. Patterns that seem to move if you stare too long. One shows a figure standing before the bell with open arms. Another, the bell itself floating above a sea of clouds. In the center of the floor lies a circle of crystal tiles. Step there, they say, and you will hear the echo, not of sound, but of memory. You do. Your heart slows. The chamber fades, and for a moment, just a moment, you feel it. A vibration through your bones, soft and deep, like being called by something older than time. You cannot name it. You cannot describe it. But you know it is beautiful. The moment passes. The bell remains still. And yet, in your chest, something has shifted. There is a door near the throne, hidden behind a curtain of stone and shadow. It leads downward, not into darkness, but into something older, colder. A spiral stair carved so tight, your shoulders graze the walls. At the bottom, there is no grand chamber, no vault, just a narrow hallway that hums with memory. The stones glow faintly, not from torchlight, but from within, like the veins of the mountain itself pulse with thought. This is the library without pages. It is said to have no shelves, no scrolls, no ink, and yet it contains every word ever spoken, every story ever lived. Here, knowledge is not read, it is felt. You enter a room shaped like a circle, domed above with quartz and crystal. The air is heavy, thick with presence. The silence here is not like the throne room. It is not reverent, it is attentive, as if something waits for you to speak first. In the center of the room, stone pedestals rise from the floor. each one different. One shaped like an open palm, another like a flame, a third like a spiral. You approach one and lay your hand upon it. There is no heat, no sound, only sensation. A rush of images, a child drawing constellations in ash, a bird singing before the last snow, a woman bearing a crown beneath a willow tree. This is how the library speaks. Each pedestal holds not a book, but a memory. And not just any memory, one anchored to this place, to this kingdom, to the emperor. You move to another. It shows you a long procession walking through snow, their faces veiled, each carrying a glowing stone. They walk in silence, not out of fear, but out of awe. Another, a map drawn in threads of gold, showing a land with no borders, only rivers and stars. As you try to trace it, it vanishes. They say the emperor once spent every night here, touching each pedestal in turn, reliving every decision, every sorrow, every hope. To rule wisely, he said, one must remember completely. But memory is not gentle, it is deep, and it does not choose what it keeps. You begin to feel them now, not visions but weights. Regrets that are not yours, loves that were lost before you were born. And still you reach for more, until one pedestal pulses. You hesitate. Its shape is simple, a single tear, carved in perfect crystal. You touch it, you see him, not as a king but as a boy, alone in a cold courtyard, tracing symbols in frost with trembling fingers. He is learning silence. You step back. This library does not just share knowledge, it absorbs yours. Every thought you carry in, it keeps. Every truth you learn here, it asks you to hold. And once you leave, it is said, you are never quite the same. Some memories will follow you, some you will forget, but the mountain will not.